You've probably heard the old saying, the customer is always right. But in Hollywood's business model, it seems like they think the customer is always wrong. You've probably seen all this stuff about this new Snow White disaster for Disney and all the fallout from that, and the silly woke little actress and all her stupidity and dumb comments she makes about stuff. But people are just getting sick of being preached to and having stuff crammed down their throat, you know, and all this woke nonsense. And it's the same thing. Turn on TV, like the new season of Law and Order this year. You know, they got this new female that's their captain or lieutenant, whichever. Usually, you know, it's the detectives out there in the field solving the stories and everything, solving the crimes. And this season, it seems like, oh no, she has to be out there pushing them around and bossing them around and taking the lead on everything and actually going out and investigating all the cases. And they got this one other, the one girl that does all their little tech stuff for them, that has her little rainbow flag sitting on her desk. I suppose we're going to find out eventually she's a lesbian, I guess. And now she's taking a more active role and stuff. They're really pushing it, you know. Same thing with the Law and Order organized crime thing. I guess they're going to do that on Peacock, another season of that. But had his woman of color / lesbian boss. They had NCIS Hawaii, I think it was. I watched like half of the first episode. I thought, I'll check this out, see what it's like. It's in Hawaii. How bad can it be? And it started off with the female lead walking up to some military officer or whoever, a police officer and some other federal agency, and saying, look, let's have a dick measuring contest. I'm going to win because I'm in charge. And then the one guy went to see his sister. I don't know, I can't remember what the deal was there, and she turned around and punched him and knocked him on his ass. You know, the women kicking ass and knocking out all the hard special forces dudes and stuff, you know. It's just like these like lesbian female fantasies everywhere you go. And they've decided to sacrifice any semblance of reality to push that agenda, and people are just so sick of it. So I had to wave at one of my wife's co-workers there. It's amazing though. They just haven't gotten the message yet, but we'll see. Yeah. With all their stupid Star Wars acolyte thing and the fallout from that and all the money that they've poured down this money pit doing reshoots and stuff and changing stuff, and then they had to change all the stuff about the dwarves, I guess, because the one dwarf guy, the one actor, was bitching about that stuff. And now we got to like change all that, you know. Which is funny because the only reason anybody knows about this guy or who he is because he's a dwarf who plays in movies. If it wasn't for that, nobody would even know who this guy is. But, now we got to like change everything and change the classic tale because he was offended by it. And which is funny. Like the one other guy said, that was seven roles for dwarves in a Disney movie that they didn't get to have now because this guy bitching. And once again, nobody would have ever known who this guy was if he hadn't just happened to be a dwarf who got movie roles because of it, you know? But so many people just wanting to screw things up, change the old stories and all of that. Back when I used to be really seriously, trying to sell some of my screenplays and stuff to people in Hollywood, used to always look through the Hollywood Creative Directory. This big book came out every year. Most of this stuff's all online now and everything, of course, but there was this huge book. It had all these different producers and their contact information and who they had deals with and what studios they were working with and all these different things and what kind of stuff they were looking for. The different people would tell you, we're looking for this kind of story with these kinds of characters and this kind of runtime or whatever, or we're looking for stuff to make TV series and things like that. And there were always a lot of people, we want to try and show, like, say, a certain race or a certain gender in a positive role in the lead character and things like that, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's gone so over the top now. You can't make a movie that has, like a heterosexual couple who happen to have the same skin color or anything, You always have to have all different kinds of sexual orientations and, intermixed couples. Bill Maher made a comment a while back on one of his things he was talking about. He's like, that's like seeing a non-mixed race couple in a TV ad these days. You just don't see it. Everywhere you look, people are trying so hard to prove how diverse they are and try and make money from doing that. But Hollywood, it seems like it's more a deeper thing, because even when they know they're not making money at it and people don't want it, they keep pushing it, because you've got those people totally immersed in that world and embedded in those positions of power within those certain networks and so forth, that they're just going to push their agenda, because they look at it as their job to educate the rest of us and to show us how wrong we are. And and NBC especially, the Law and Order stuff, but it's everywhere. You have to have the female characters telling the men what to do, because we have to overturn centuries of gender stereotyping and things like that. And always have to have a couple of like lesbian couples or whoever that are running things and telling the big, strong, muscular guy what to do and being in charge of him to show that they're just as tough as he is. Hell, and like I say, in half of these series, they've got these girls kicking these big buff guys' butts in physical confrontations. A lot of movies are fantasies for men or women, but you've got these women, running around kicking these Delta Force guys' butts and things like that. But, it's no different than John Wick and all that choreographed crap too, there's no semblance of reality at all. But it's been pretty funny. I've been reading a lot of stuff lately here and, seeing a lot of videos on YouTube and things about the fallout from this Snow White crap. Plus the girl, this Rachel Ziegler or whoever, went after my Israeli girl Gal Gadot. Man, that's not good. I guess she insulted her too after they had to co-present at the Oscars or whatever. So she's just doing her best to piss off everybody. And I understand the producer of the movie even had to fly in from somewhere to try and set her straight and keep her from tanking the movie with all her social media comments before it came out. But some of these little young kids that don't know anything about this world, they sure don't know anything about history. And all they know is that everybody else that came before them is wrong. And we don't know anything at all. And they're going to change the world for the better. And if that involves overthrowing every single traditional institution, well, then so be it, because they know the better way, And I don't know. There's pretty big backlash against that stuff right now in our society. And I think once some of these people start losing money, we'll see what happens. But fun times, man.